תתהלך בארץ, ותרמיל ובמקל, ובוודאי תפגוש בדרך שוב את ארץ ישראל.
What can I say? To be in Israel is a special, special treat. To visit there, to live there even more. Moshe Rabbeinu, Moses, the greatest leader of all time, could not enter the land. He was disqualified to enter because we all know, we all remember the story in this week's Parashat, Parashat Chukat. He hit the rock instead of speaking to the rock. Oh, Bnei Israel, everybody was so thirsty, they were complaining, and Hashem told Moshe, speak to the rock and there will be a great miracle, and the water will come out, and Moshe couldn't take it. He was so angry with Bnei Israel, they were driving him crazy for 40 years already in the desert, and he's been patient until now, but this time, at this moment, he kind of lost it. He had the stick, the mateh, the staff in his hand, and he just hit that rock instead of speaking. And after that, Hashem gets cross. He says, you didn't listen to me, you didn't believe in me, so to speak, and therefore you are disqualified to enter the land of Israel. It seems so dull that Moshe would sin in such a sin. Do A and you do B. Hashem tells him, do one thing very specifically, speak to the rock, and he hits the rock. So obviously, we can understand that when we're frustrated, when we're full of anger, when we lose it, we can also kind of forget what we're supposed to do and sin in most simple things. But what I want to ask is, how can we prevent sins like that? What can we learn from this episode in our parasha? How was it possible for Moshe not to sin in a sin like this when he was full of fury and anger? The Rambam Maimonides suggests that perhaps when Moshe sinned, after really losing it, it's after thousands of times that he didn't lose it. It's after thousands of times that he was able to control himself. But what happens at those moments when we ourselves, simple people, and even great leaders like Moshe, what happens at those moments that we do not control ourselves? What do we do? The Mishnah in Pirkei Avot quotes, Rabbi Tarfon says that Lo alecha melacha ligmor ve'en ata ben chorin libatel mimena. On the one hand, you have to try to fix the world. You have to try to do things. You have to really try and act whenever you can to fulfill mitzvot, to do good deeds. On the other hand, you can't fix the world. At some point, you have to just let go. Right now, if you're sick, if you have a headache, if you're losing it, if you're full of anger, wait, relax. You're a human being. Take a glass of water. Maybe have a good meal. Maybe relax. Maybe don't go to school that day. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, maybe consult with someone. Maybe bang your head against it. Don't do that. That's a bad advice. Don't bang your head against it. But, count to 10. I don't know. Many ways to deal with it. When you cannot deal with something, there are specific times that you're not meant to deal with it. You're supposed to relax, get your strength back, pray to God. Hashem will help you, hopefully, like He always helped you before, to get your strength back, and then continue. The problem was not that Moshe has had feelings and had anger. That can happen even to greatest leaders like Moshe. After thousands of times of controlling themselves, like Maimonides says, like the Rambam says, he can also fail, and the anger can control him. But at that moment, what would have happened if Moshe would have said to Hashem, Hashem, please, look, I can't take it anymore. 40 years, listen, just please, let me, I don't know, I can't take the step. Someone else should do it. Aaron could do it. I can't speak to the rock now. Hashem, please help me out. Maybe Hashem, or I think, presumably Hashem, would have dealt with Moshe in a different way, in a good way, would have helped him, would have understood him. Instead, Moshe went the whole 9 yards by himself, didn't stop, and let the anger control his deeds to such a simple deed, doing exactly the opposite of what Hashem commanded him. May we learn to rest sometimes, to control ourselves, to ask Hashem to help us when we lose it, and hopefully we will be able to fulfill many more accomplishments after we rest. Goodbye. Shabbat Shalom.